witches that black masses, evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction, in the fields of bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning.
Gotta love that war machine.
Death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed mind.
Let me know if I'm alive, guys, please. 20th of March, Saturday. I should be live. Miss Julia, how are you? Appreciate that. Alrighty then. If you're new watching, guys, this is my second channel. My primary was removed. So we lost a crap load of patriots. And this channel is locked. So you could sub, and the numbers just won't go up. So if you're new, welcome. If you crossed over from the other side, greatly appreciate that. I have some notes. Obviously been researching a lot, and I guess we'll first start off with the most popular person. I'm going to give a code. The most popular #1 ever elected. His codename is Myotonic. So for #1, for fake #1, Myotonic. What the hell is that? Also known as Tennessee goats. They fall over. I'm sure you guys seen them when they get spooked. They just fall over. So I like again, Tennessee goat or Myotonic. So that's my name. I refuse, guys. Again, I have eyes, just like you guys. And we're coming to the point where, there are deep fakes, so you can't always trust your eyes. But use common sense. Never, folks, never put your trust in, I'm not talking if you're married or anything, but in any human being. I voted for 4-5. I like 4-5, but he's done, he's not a god. And again, there's a lot of speculation out there that that I witnessed, but I did not share on the channel because I just didn't have enough credibility, right? Consider myself, I guess, an annualist. So look into it, then I just didn't see 4-5 coming in like certain people. Again, I'm sure you guys have heard that. But what I can tell you that there's something definitely going on. The day of the inauguration, I was working at the Capitol, and I was there for about a week. I saw parts of it. I could tell you, folks, go from my gut feeling to researching. I'm a professional observer. That's what I used to do in my old job, right? So I could read people pretty damn good, right? And what's going to happen? I don't know. Who's in charge? I don't know. That thing yesterday that fell because of the wind, that thing is a mess, folks. Like, all joking aside, yeah, it's funny. I busted my ass plenty. I almost broke my elbow before. We've all fell. It's funny. It's funny when people fall. 3 times. Then if you go to do a search on it, he's been falling up steps. That's not his first. That's his first 3-piece. That's his first 3-piece that I've seen yesterday. Also, when the I don't even like calling him the he, that evil force, whatever you guys want to call him, look into his eyes. He has baby blue eyes, and his eyes are blacker than black, blacker than black. They say the soul, or the, you know, what's the expression? The eyes are the window to the soul, I believe, something like that. Um, Again, a person who has baby blue eyes, your eyes just don't go black, and you start squinting. Again, that's up to you guys. That could be a totally different video, but um, it's not normal. I'll just leave it as that. It's not normal. So why is when the fake person, um, the Tennessee goat, when he gets on an aircraft, it's listed as NA, folks. NA. This is the most powerful puppet in the world. I don't care. Even Trump, he was a puppet. But not, they're all puppets, folks. Red, blue, no matter what country you live in. The best part out of all the crap that we've been through is the awakening process. Guys, I run into people every single day, guys, like face to face. I never met any of you guys or girls in person, but I feel like I've known you guys for a long time. Julia, she's been here since pretty much day one, and great, she's awesome. She's a Patreon. Speaking of Patreon, this video that I'm doing now is sponsored by Patreon, because you Patreon people who are my who help support RNF too. You guys make this happen. So the links are down below, guys. I am, again, demonetized and all that fun stuff, and I know it's a tough time out there, including myself. I'm going to be flipping burgers in about 2 weeks if I don't find something. So wish me luck in finding something good. All right. What's the deal with the Tennessee goat? The Tennessee goat, when his hand went through, or it looked like a green screen. So what's the deal with that? There's a couple people who are professionals. They do it for a living, guys. Not just one. I spoke to numerous, more than two people. The question is, my opinion and the experts that I spoke to, who I have, these aren't random people. These are experts that I actually, that I trust. What's the primary reason for it? And if that sounds crazy, again, trust your eyes. It could be most likely that this is just my opinion. I'm 100% certain that it was a green screen. But now the question is why? I find it ironic. A week prior, we had right out of the hill. You guys could, whatever search engine you use, look it up. They're referring to that they're going to start using. I thought I had that tab up, guys. When you go live, it's a lot of fun. Things don't work. The sound is messed up. Things run slow. So this is live, and we're going with it. So again, out of the hill, they're mentioning that the Tennessee goat will be speaking from a hologram. Like, this is, I call us the mainstream, but the lame stream, again, anyone could find this. I put it on my Patreon, I believe. Why? I mean, again, the guy's a retard. The lizard is a retard. But I mean, it is a shit show, guys. Not just here in America. people look up. It could be red or blue. People look up to America, right? Little 5% of the of America. A lot of people look at Taiwan almost a year ago, waving American flags, begging for help. And here, so many people are just willing to piss and take a shit on that fucking American flag that means a lot, and it means something different to every single person. Um, I respect your opinion, again, as long as it's not hurting me. But if you're doing that and kneeling, I have zero respect for you. Zero. And then, people want to say, oh, yeah, let's boycott Starbucks. Let's boycott XYZ. Like, when 6 corporations, I believe it's 5 now, own everything, you pretty much are going to be living in the woods. I understand you have to make a living, you have to eat, but I just try to stay as much away from the Matrix as possible. The Great Matrix. I found today, folks, I found this out. So every single time the Tennessee goat gets on a bird, it comes up as NA, right? Why is that? I don't know. I'm just asking a question. My eyes tell me the truth. How are you, Linda? Emily? Thank you. I'll look at comments in a little bit, guys. This is me. I do not use Google. If you're a patron, you know why, right? Even when you have these devices in your house, folks, they're making money off you. They're selling your information. They're spying on you. I have nothing. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I have nothing to hide. I mean, again, those machines are no good. Just one person's opinion. Of course, everything's getting messed up going live. So early this morning, Richard Grinnell, he's a gay gentleman. If you go on Google, I'm sure you guys have seen this because it's been, time flies. This is what's listed on Google right here, right? And it's still not fixed. That's from early this morning. So again, what's that all about? On top of all the weird activity, folks. Is Google trolling us? I don't know, but that's very, very odd. Very, very odd. And again, like I said, if you could check at this time, it's still up. All right, let's get to the profile picture. The profile picture, guys. So a lot of people get things confused. Again, when you see a 747, right? People think that's Air Force One. If whatever the number one person gets in, right? That's automatically codename AF1. It could be a little Cessna, which they don't have, but just say if they were to be on the Cessna. So any, Marine One, that's the helicopter that he takes. So, but it's just known worldwide, the 747, which big, I believe 1990 it was built, but obviously they going to replace it soon. But big, beautiful bird, powerful bird too. So again, guys, being a full-time researcher, for the time being, I'm all over Google Earth, researching. There was something called open sky, open treaty that we had, America and the Ruskies, and I found it. They discontinued that, by the way, but I just found it pretty interesting, where we all know certain locations that are well-known military bases, such as like the big ones like Air Force One, Edwards. Um, but yesterday in Georgia, the Tennessee Goat and his partner, the number two, the code name is Heels Up. You guys probably get that joke. Heels Up Harris. So I'm going to show you a picture, guys. This is from February of 2019 in Georgia. So the construction happened very, very quick. So February 2019, right here, folks, right here. All these are brand new. The land, it's owned by the federal government. Dun, dun, dun. So you could see these are all. This is 11 of 2016. Let's jump forward. We're in. I don't know if you get. All right, February 2019. November 2019. Check that bad boy out, guys. What is that? It's a replica of the People's House. What the hell is that doing in the middle of nowhere? Guys, I've been to the Federal Law Enforcement Academy. This is not that, and this went up very, very quick. Unfortunately, you cannot get a ground level because this is a pretty secured area. This is, again, a replica of the People's House. The West Wing is missing, but this is, and they're still doing work on it. Let's see, 11. Right here, this is the newest picture. February of 2020. You could see construction vehicle right there. Obviously, it's there's no foliage. So they're still building. So what the hell is that doing in the middle of nowhere? Again, I learned a lot of stuff off of you guys, but I just find that pretty weird how that popped up. Look at that, guys. It went up very, very quick too. Same size I measured. Again, this is in Georgia. We're missing the West Wing and the East Wing. This would be the Rose Garden. And again, I find this pretty interesting too, because look, that looks, I believe that's concrete from again, I can't zoom in any closer, but it looks like concrete. So if this was the People's House in DC, this is where the Rose Garden is. I'm sure you guys saw the video of a gentleman who took a picture, or excuse me, a video. He was in Washington, D.C. He was over here. I'll show you guys later, but he was filming the front of the White House. And in the video, he was watching CNN, and then he lived in DC for 40 years, and he was trying to say that that there's nobody. Again, this is just one person, guys. I've heard it from numerous sources that different speeches that they're not really there. And again, I just came across this friggin' like in the wee hours of the night. I'm like, and again, it popped up in one click. One click. And then again, I took the measurements. It's missing the west and east wing, but why do you think that is? And if anybody watching now or later, if you have any information pertaining to this, definitely like to hear from you. This is in Georgia. Woo. Sorry, guys. Janet, Richard, citizen journalist. Correct. That's the. I saw the video, and then Julia sent it to me today. I believe on Brighteon, which is a alternative to this platform. Guys, this is a great platform. Years ago, I mean, it still is, because look what I could do, right? And especially like the vintage. I mean, you could find pretty much anything on this platform, but just like with anything, the fun comes to an end, and it sucks. It sucks being blocked, but I don't lose sleep over it. I don't lose sleep over it. But yes, that's back to Janet. Yeah, when Richard, I'm assuming that's his name, when he was filming, again, in the video, I think it's like 3 minutes long, he mentioned that he lived there for 40 years. And again, he had his on the television with CNN, the most trusted news, folks. But Pennsylvania Avenue, that's the front of the White House. The Rose Garden is in the rear, right? It's in the rear, next to the West Wing. So, again, maybe he was confused. I don't know, but that's up for you guys to decide. I just know geographically, and a lot of people didn't know that building that had the American flag. That's the Eisenhower building, and right next to that, that's the People's House. But again, it's the front of the People's House. So from that vantage point, there's no way that we could see the Rose Garden from that. Again, just adding that. I think it's great that that this person, if his name is Richard, was able to get that close and film, but I just wish maybe somebody else did. But how about during the inauguration? How about, again, anytime that they spoke allegedly live, or someone else? Did Richard film numerous times? I don't know, but that's the only video that I have seen, and you guys, excuse me, have seen as well. Who's in charge? Who's in charge? I'm not talking about, what they tell us. What's your opinion? Like, seriously, who's in charge? And I know how a lot of you guys are. I mean, if you're a sub or if you're watching now, you're very open-minded, and you have common sense, and I have great respect for you guys, not being sheep and spoon-fed. I could tell you this: I'm seeing the military do stuff that raises eyebrows. I have family and a couple other people that are in different positions, and you guys know I love aviation and the weather, unless you're new here, and it's just very, very odd. Very, very odd. Why doesn't it say AF1 on the bird? Why is the manifesto so short? He'll work for, again, it's public, so everything I say is public, but there's a public schedule, and his manifesto will be from like noon to like 4. So he has 4 appearances, where back when 4-5 was in office, he was starting at 07 and go until midnight, sometimes 9 o'clock. Pretty interesting. A lot of tankers up too. Lot of when I say tankers, I'm referring to aircraft that are refueling jets. I'm in New Jersey, if you're new watching, and I'm like a stone's throw away from Delaware, pretty much. Over the past, there was 2 TFRs over top of. They were huge, folks. There's a TFR permanent over DC, over Disneyland, or excuse me, Disney World, and then you'll get some different ones that pop up that are temporary for like VIP, security, and this was the largest TFR that I've ever seen. This was over the past week. Zero transponder on, V-22 Ospreys, C-130s. So there's a lot of security that I didn't even see this much under 45. So again, I don't have the answers. I'm just wondering, are they in charge? Who's in charge of our country? Is Tennessee Goat, is he the fake one in charge? And does he have certain limitations? But the military is off limits. You guys remember a week and a half ago, Nancy Pelosi, she requested something referring to the nuclear codes. Like, why would she's the leaker in the House, number 3 in charge. Why would she be asking for the codes? Just a lot of weird stuff going on. And then Harris, Heels Up. She spoke yesterday, and she got caught off guard, and she's horrible. She took a couple questions, and absolutely horrible. I posted that on my Twitter account. The link's down below, but it's at Real Not Fiction. At Real Not Fiction. How many of you guys ever heard of a color revolution? A color revolution. My opinion, that's what we're in right this second. I got a few topics here. We'll start off with immigration. My opinion only, folks. Even mostly or all blue and a little bit of red, I'll say. They want as much chaos as possible. This is just my opinion. Relax, calm down. They want as much chaos as possible, i.e., January 6th, the insurrection, right? The insurrection. Nothing, no tool was found at that after doing an investigation. So, and you could see, they want problem, reaction, solution. I'll tell you this: we look like Venezuela. It's disturbing. Again, I don't have all the answers, but all that fencing and more troops than Iraq and Afghanistan. I don't know, guys. It just feels weird. Again, from researching and going with my gut. But they want people to get upset, right? They want people to heels up before she got in, right? You guys remember she made a statement saying, we will not stop. Even after the election, she heels up. That's what she said. So, and then we have this thing going on. Speaking of, with it's like the perfect storm. Immigration, something that, guys, it's pretty fucking bad. It's really bad, the amount of people. I mean, this is the toughest time in modern day history for the everyday American, right? And um, when I see the floodgates open, we're not just talking about people from Mexico, all over the world, guys. People already were captured, terrorists were already captured. Um, like people are having a tough time just paying your mortgage, right? Um, you know, we're all in different positions. And when I see people coming across the border, you know, free healthcare, free everything, guys, like thousands and thousands of people. It's this again, guys. This is just my opinion, just the fucking start, just the start. I don't know what's going to happen down the road. Um, I do think it's going to get a lot worse. That being said, I'm not little doggy. I'm not I pray that something happens. Something happens. But America, we're not looking too good, guys. We're not looking too good. Everything is compromised. Some may say that the military is not, um, but you again, you saw Tucker, who was great, actually, like Tucker. He made a statement, and we had a Marine. You know, they got triggered. When I say not all the Marines, but they got triggered, and then they came out and they had to retract the statement. I believe like 24 hours later, saying, "Oh, you know, we're sorry," blah 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 blah. But it's just pretty crazy, guys. Again, you guys ever wonder about Minnesota? Like, how did all the skinnies get here? Excuse me, Somalis. How did all the Somalis get here? Who paid for them? You. You paid for it without your. Did anyone ask you or myself about that? Um, Even now, guys, they're flying people to the Northeast without even telling the governors. They're putting these people all over the country, all over the country, without testing for the flu. Again, we guys, it's almost a little over a year, but almost a year. So if you're watching now, most likely, you know, you still have to work, right? There's a couple of people that are probably retired watching. Um, it's just insane, guys. I mean, FEMA now, you know, FEMA, they're down there, but I see it getting out of hand very, very quick, very, very quick. Human trafficking. Um, a lot of people, guys, they get butt hurt. You know, oh my God, George Washington. Oh my God, he had slaves. Guys, like humans, uh, there's always been conflict on Mother Earth. You know, people think they have a magic wand, and you know, this DS stuff, we refer to as DS. But if you go down that rabbit hole, it's been going on for many, 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 many moons. Um, it's pretty interesting. Again, I love history, and after I found out that Hitler made it out okay, I've probably known that about a year and a half, and now it's the History Channel covered it about a week ago. I saw it. Yeah, Germany lost World War II. The Nazis did not. Nazis did not. They're thriving till this day. You always hear Nazis in America. Nazi, Nazi, Nazi. The Nazis, they're in South America. They're in South America. And I did a whole video pertaining to that subject. I have numerous books. So if you're interested in that, let me know. So where does whenever you hear a purple revolution, where does that come from? Because red and blue makes purple. I also have the book called the Marxist Communist Manifesto. Even if you're not into history, I mean, it's a great book. It's a short read. It talks about the overthrow of the U.S. and our values. Speaking about that, guys, social credit score, they're working on that now in America. You have to understand, we have a constitution, right? Somewhat of a constitution. They're locking people up. They're locking people up in Canada. So in North America, we're not talking about across the drink. They're locking parents up in Canada because of a father. This just happened, folks. A father misgendered. He has a biological woman, or excuse me, a young lady who is his daughter, and now she wants to be a man, and he was arrested, folks. Like, crazy shit, guys. Again, it's a matter of time before it happens here. I tell you guys this stuff because I want you guys to talk to your family, neighbors. Like, yeah, it's not looking too good, guys. Not looking too good. Again, geographically, we're all different. I live in the Northeast, so let me know in the comment section if you're not watching live. Let me know how it is in your area. A lot of people have the hope that this COVID, SARS-CoV-2, is just going to disappear. On the West Coast, Oregon, guys, it's not in stone yet, but they're going to, first off, all drugs are legal, and so you could do meth, heroin, all that fun, horrible stuff that destroys families. But the mask mandate, they're trying to make it permanent. This is in Oregon. This is in Oregon. Obviously, the most progressive in America would be, Portland and Seattle. But it just blows my mind that if I go into a store like this, I could get refuse service. I could get arrested. It's happening in America, guys. I am pro-Constitution, or excuse me, I am pro, of course, for the Constitution. I support the law enforcement. Come from a law enforcement background. My father, myself, and again, I love the military, but there's bad apples in any organization, folks. But the men and women, God bless the men and women that are out there now. Think about it's bad out there if you want to be a cop. I'll just leave it as that. Speaking of that, Philadelphia shootings, they're skyrocketing. So if you enjoy history and you want to know how we ended up here, I definitely recommend the Marxist Communist Manifesto. Again, it's a short read. The Cuban Revolution, Castro landed on the east. He had approximately 50 to 60 guys. Russia had a couple hundred, the Bolsheviks, and they took over an island of over 100 million people. Think about that one. So, my opinion now, guys, a lot of people use the words or like words do matter, right? Like they say civil war. I don't see a civil war happening. I see a revolution happening. And kind of you guys remember, like, well, I'm an 80s child. I'm a millennial, but I'm going this off the top of my head from, I believe, 68 to 72, the year 1968 to 72. Remember all the hippies and it was pretty much a revolution back then. Obviously, but back then they were just anti-war, right? I'm anti-war, but at the same time, big proponent of self-defense, and I don't like bullies. But yeah, I'm 100% anti-war. I think that should be the very last thing. And again, if you do your homework, all the countries that we invaded, I don't even like talking about this subject because it gets to me. But how did Iraq work out for us? How about, again, any war, the Gulf of Tonkin. But yeah, that was Cuba. I can't read the comments on my. For some reason, I'm blocked. I can't access my account on my PC, so I can only see comments on this little tiny phone. Just looking at comments, guys. It's super, super tiny. Also, they want more and more people to rely on the system. I gave up. I grew up a conservative, right? But I'm not red. I'm not blue. I'm not red. I'm not blue. I'm Team America. I'm just Team America, and I want freedom for everybody. I don't care where you live. I want freedom for everybody. And again, I know with Bernie Sanders, we hear a lot of socialism, but technically, we're not going down to being socialist, because socialism means that the state owns the property. What's happening now is fascism. Fascism is production, privately owned corporations, but strictly controlled by the state. So again, words do matter, and it's happening. Even, I'm sure you guys probably have ads that pop up, not on my channel, but there's a new ad that just came out a couple of days ago. It might have been yesterday that I first saw it, but it's a nurse, and allegedly she's a nurse from my state, and she's wearing a UN pin. The UN pin, guys. There were 17. It's a circle pin. It looks like a donut. And this is a New Jersey nurse talking about COVID, and she's wearing it on her persons. And it's the 17 plans for the UN. And if it gets pretty crazy, because when you start seeing doctors, and if you go to Sputnik.com, at the very bottom, everything UN. So that's pretty disturbing, which I don't like to see at all. Speaking of disturbing, I just had in New Jersey. I know searching up some other states. I believe Arizona. It's like you're 50 years. I don't have the number available, but your license is good for like 50 years. In Jersey, every 4 years, every 4 years, you have to renew. And since the flu is so bad, the positive thing is they did it right through the mail, so I did not have to go to my local motor vehicle. Just looking for. This is my new license. Super, super cheap. I found that pretty ironic. But in the new license, again, this I just got this a few days ago. Yeah, every 4 years in New Jersey. But anyway, on the very, very back, it says there's a 21. And you guys heard of Agenda 21. There's Agenda 25, Agenda 2030, and the cherry on top is 2050. By 2050, whoever they are, the top, they want everything to be done. Everything to be done. We are in a fourth industrial revolution, folks. Regardless of your opinion about the flu, regardless, we are in a fourth industrial revolution. What does that mean? That means things are going to be happening very, very quickly. Some things faster than others, such as, again, check your license. Even now, if you want to travel, Israel, they have bracelets now. It's a fucking mad world that we live in, guys. I am not going to be receiving the vax. I have family that received it. I just don't understand why somebody would get something that. I have a question for you guys. Referring to SARS-CoV-2. Do you know anyone who had it? Like someone close to you, not saying a friend of a friend or someone close to you. Because I personally do, right? And I was talking to this person yesterday. The whole muzzle thing came up, and this individual that I was talking to tested positive. He's about 15 years older than me, right? He's 15 years older than myself. He's having complications, breathing complications. He quarantined for 2 weeks, and he's back to work. He's not old, but he's not too young either. But that's the part that kind of throws me off, because again, this is a friend. I just don't understand the whole muzzle issue. You could go out to eat, put the muzzle on, walk to your table, remove the muzzle, eat, put the muzzle on, exit the establishment. Like, again, guys, I'm certified in so many things, but just basic PPE knowledge or common sense. Do muzzles work? The short answer, yes. You have to do it correctly. You need it N95, right? And you can't keep on reusing it over and over and over. There are people, guys, that I see, they keep their muzzle on your rearview mirror, and this muzzle, they've been wearing it for months. It doesn't work, folks. That's science for you folks. That's some science. Does anybody in the chat room know of anybody, a friend, family member, neighbor, coworker, whoever, that tested positive for it and are having breathing complications? Because I would love to hear about that. Look at the Vietnam. Look at the Vietnam War. Lost 20 soldiers. Came home alive. Yeah. It's Vietnam, man. All wars, hell, but Vietnam, it's each war obviously is different, because right now, thankfully, every man and woman, there's just two genders. Every man and woman that are serving right now are doing it willingly. Nobody forced them. Maybe that was their last resort. Maybe they were down the wrong path. Maybe they want it for college. Again, whatever it is, but it's, there's no draft, right? Thank God. So to Vietnam, yeah, they were treated like shit. There was a draft. So now we had people fighting a foreign war where people back then, they couldn't even, probably now too, not you guys, but people probably can't even find Vietnam on a map. And then when you get back, everybody hates you. Everybody hates you. Baby killer, like, yeah, the Vietnam, again, all wars is fucking hell. But yeah, they got treated like shit. They got treated like shit. My father, he was in the Marine Corps, but he was too young for the Vietnam War. My great grandfather was in World War II, but my father just missed, thank God, the Vietnam War. But yeah, my family come from a very, very patriotic family, guys. Again, I love my country, but interesting times. Julia, several family members tested positive, only had breathing problems. How about, like, once you're clear to go back to work, like residual, like a month later, a month and a half later, where I do BJJ, and I've done it my whole life. In my younger days, I was a business owner, and this was before I went into law enforcement. And there's something that I've always loved since I was a kid, to wrestle, right? And this, my friend who had tested positive with COVID, he can't even wrestle anymore. He can't even. This is just one person that I know. So again, it's pretty. I just find it very, very odd. You hear, oh my God, the who knows how long the list is, from Mayor Bigfoot. Remember, saying she gave a public speech, if you're not wearing a muzzle, you will be dealt with. And then she got her hair did, and then once she was busted, she said, she wasn't even ashamed of getting busted. But even one up from the Mayor Beetlejuice from Chicago, the third most powerful reptilian in the U.S. government. Again, like, this is how it just blows my mind. Like, they're not stupid, guys. I certain people are stupid, but to have the balls, to go and to have a business that is shut down. It's closed because of you, right? And you go, like, what are you, a fucking VIP? I know you're the leaker of the house, but there's other ways of you could pay anybody to come to your house. Like, this is, and again, guys, I'm not red, I'm not blue, but you don't see, or at least I haven't seen, anybody in the red areas mentioning or being hypocrites. It's the blue. Newsom, the most expensive restaurant in America. He's there with like 12 people. A lot of people, his bill, it was I think just on alcohol alone, the bill was like $4,000. Again, the most expensive restaurant. The most recent one was 322, John Kerry flying. He didn't even have a muzzle with him. Again, these are all fucking hypocrites, guys. The whole this, and it's just very odd because the early footage that came out of China, where people were just dropping like flies, like, I'll be sitting here speaking to you, and there's like, that was all propaganda, folks. That was all propaganda. Not one person, not one video anywhere else that I saw people dropping like flies. Also, again, I don't know everything about it, but I know a lot of. I've been on it since day one. China is fully open. Why are they fully open? If right now I mean, they're protesting right now in the UK, Germany, anti-muzzle. So like, and again, why certain states are doing better than others, certain countries are doing. This statistic is pretty. I posted this to my Patreon yesterday, and I made an announcement that the video will be deleted. I came across the video. They were talking about, it's a surgeon, excuse me, it's two doctors. You could join Patreon, guys, for $1 a month. There's different tiers, obviously, but again, you pay anyone Patreons. Julia, she's here. She's been here since day one. Greatly appreciate any support, guys. The links are down below. But very, very interesting video. Taiwan is considered the Texas of China, right? We have America, and then Texas. You know, people know foreigners. New York, they know. You know, a couple major cities: New York, L.A. But everyone, even abroad, they always hear, you know, freedom, Texas, freedom, Texas, freedom, Texas. That's pretty much how Taiwan is for the time being. Anyway, guys, there are certain things that I can't even say in this video, even how you know, I'm backed into the corner and I can't say it or it won't go up. But the video, it's still currently on my Patreon page. But how many cases were in Taiwan? If you had to take a guess. Excuse me. Correction. How many people died in Taiwan? Anyone guess? Yes, I got the COVID right after Thanksgiving. It was a slight, excuse me. It made my eyes my worst, short breath, and very. Damn, sorry to hear that. Same thing, guys. Like with this new jab that they have out, this is a brand new technology that's never been out before. I'm not, again, I can't even talk about that on here, but we all agree that it's a new technology. Like, why would I put something at tip? I mean, it sucks that I can't say certain things, but everything is friggin' anything. If you don't wear a mask, oh my God, you must vote for Trump. Oh my God, no mask. Oh, look at this guy, or girl, or it. Look at it. It's wearing a muzzle. It must be a Tennessee Goat supporter. Again, why is China fully open right now? Wuhan, they're having raves. They're having raves right now. So, meanwhile, again, the UK, they're having, I believe this is their third shutdown. My opinion, guys, if you come down with too much pressure, right, you can start. Again, guys, I'm trying to watch my words here. You build up a resistance. So the white hats are the good guys. The black hats that are in government, they really don't want that, obviously, because more than half the country will not comply. But let's get back to Taiwan. This, again, I just found this out yesterday, this statistic, and it blew my mind. Taiwan, approximately their population is 23 million people. Nine people died. 9, right? Why? How? That being said, I don't even know if I could say the terminology for it, but you guys remember what 4-5 mentioned? Something that's been out for 65 years. This medication has been out for, it starts with a H, oxy something. It's been out for 65 years. Again, guys, it's a 29-minute video on my Patreon page. It will be deleted, not by myself, but by the powers that be. And it's two doctors talking, two surgeons, and it's pretty amazing stuff. And in that video, he's one doctor mentions, again, in the 65 years of it just being in use, not one person ever died. They give it to pregnant women, they give it to children. That blew my mind. That, guys, people, if I don't have the number off the top of my head. If you look up how many people die of over-the-counter aspirin, that was always number one before the opiates came into the picture. Like this headache, yeah, this is generic. Dog chewed it up. Ibuprofen, yeah. Take 10 of them. That'll be your last headache you ever had in your life. Again, we're talking about simple stuff like aspirin, Motrin. Before opiates came in like the early 2000s, when big pharma, when they started to push opiates, that was number one. So back to the medication that starts with an H. Again, not one person died. I don't know any medication. I was shocked when I heard that from the doctor. On top of that, it's super cheap. There were this doctor talks about, he names people that were fired for prescribing it to their patient. If any of you guys go to doctors, you know how the process works. First off, it's you and your insurance company battling heads. Now it's you and your doctor, and then it's you and the pharmacy. Because you could go to a doctor and get whatever you have to get, but the pharmacy might have a issue with something, or the insurance might not cover it. The doctor says, sure, you could have ibuprofen. So that blew my mind, guys. That blew my mind. Also, Venezuela did the same thing. Roughly 30 million population. They had 1,300 people die. 1,300, which is, again, guys, every life matters, obviously, but what are your chances of getting in the MVA the second you get in your car? All like 80% of MVAs are within like 1 mile from your house. How many people drown every year? Kids and people drown every year. Yeah, these numbers are super tiny, folks. That's the craziest part. Like, you shut down the world. And also in this video, it's, again, 29-minute video. It's very, again, I learned a lot off of it. What else did he mention? The two largest, it's called the Lancet and the New England Journal of Medicine. They're the two largest medical companies for literature, and they lied. Again, guys, it's been a year, so a lot of stuff came out. They lied about it. So not only did they lie, but they got in trouble. And these are the experts, right? These are the experts. They lied, and they had to do a retraction. So there's a couple of YouTube doctors that swear by the Lancet. And that, again, just to show you, they politicize everything. Everything gets politicized. Also, the gentleman, the last thing I'll say about the gentleman, the doctor, he prescribed it to his patients that tested positive. Not one person passed away from a very, very inexpensive, with a little bit of zinc. Pretty crazy stuff. So again, I'm not a denier of it, but it's mostly AI. I would think it's an AI type of thing. Because on my old channel that got deleted, Philadelphia, a couple other areas, they hot mic incidents. One incident, again, this specific one was in Philadelphia. They mentioned political theater on a hot mic. This was the Governor Wolf. Perfect name, right? A wolf in sheep's clothing. But anyway, they called it political theater. And again, if it's so highly contagious, why are all these people that I named a couple minutes ago, Kerry, the mayor, Como, again, all the large cities, they're hypocrites. So they tell you to do one thing, do as I say, not as I do. Just because I wear a suit, I'm in office, I tell you what to do, but I don't have to obey. But again, guys, if it was so airborne, you would think that they would be covering up. So it's just very, very odd. Again, we're this a whole year, guys. We had a whole year, and like I said, I've been involved with researching and talking to people for the entire year. So this is another fact from that video. It just popped in my head. Has to do with medication. I can't say it. Most doctors, guys, right? Once you're done your residency, 8 schools, whatever, or excuse me, 8 years, 5 years of residency, blah, 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 blah. Oh, you made it. Congrats, right? You're a doctor. Most doctors, they don't keep up with the literature, guys. Science is always changing. It's just like being a police officer. Now, being a police officer is different from state to state, county to county. Like, there's different. When I went through the police academy, there's only one. New Jersey is the most densely populated state in the country. The police academy that I went to is the only one in New Jersey that they take you to the Coast Guard Center and they teach you. Now they teach you to do rescue swimming. So yeah, every police academy is totally different. The laws are totally different, obviously, but it just blows my mind how for the past 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, you've had people on the streets. Again, they're allowed, right? Because it's political. So you're allowed on the street. You're allowed to light fires, right? You're allowed to burn shit down. BLM, Tifa. But you can't go to work. You can't walk into a establishment without getting kicked out, refuse service for not wearing a muzzle. I don't wear a muzzle, guys, no matter where I go. But again, there are certain locations that I have to go to, but I do not wear a muzzle. I put a handkerchief on. Handkerchief allows me to breathe. So again, I know that the handkerchief, it's not going to save me from anything, but it allows me to accomplish my mission, food shopping, right? So that's the only time that I don't wear it at the convenience store, but the only time I wear a muzzle, or excuse me, a bandana, is when I go to grocery shopping. Therapy is better than the vax. Oh, here's one more statistic. 2020 obviously was, the world shut down, unprecedented, right? You saw the eerie videos of New York, of the, some of the largest cities, not like a ghost town, not one person on the street, not one car, very, very eerie, right? In this 29-minute video, this doctor, obviously, guys, he's a doctor, and he has doctor friends, just like when you're a cop, you have plenty of cop friends in different departments and etc. He has one friend that dug into the numbers. 2020, there was no increase of death. Think about that one. Yeah, COVID. And we, guys, this is all main sort, like, this isn't speculation. The hospitals, they get a kickback, they get money. And there's a couple there's hundreds of nurses and doctors that came out and admitted. There's one nurse, I'm not going to say her name, but you could find her on alternative news. And if you want to watch that video, let me know, and I'll give you the link for it. She was getting paid $10,000. She was a nurse in New York City. $10,000 a week. Remember all the nurses dancing? Woohoo! Like, what the hell? Well, that's why they're dancing. That's why they're dancing. $10,000 a week. 10,000 a week. Again, don't take Andrew's word for it. I'll show you the video. Rich M. I do want to say this, because again, I don't want to be ignorant to it, but have common sense. Muzzles, they do work. You have to have a certain apparatus to block certain particles, right? A handkerchief won't. What 99% of the people, when you go to a store, they throw away the disposable ones. It says it on the box, folks. It says it on the box. Like, again, don't take my word for it. It says it on the effing box. So again, if you are wearing it properly and constantly having the correct apparatus on, or N95, as well as gloves, but it's not just wearing, because once you're out of that red zone, you can't just take it off normal and throw it on your floor, or put it on your seat in a trash bag, or you have to do it properly. So yes, there are certain, again, apparatuses that do work, but the 99.9% of the population that I see with my own eyes out in public, they're not doing it correctly. Also, because again, guys, I mess up some things I say, and but that's just the reality. And again, I'm not just going to say, oh no, muzzles don't work at all, because again, certain circumstances they do. But the sad part is, they don't tell you guys. They don't tell the public. Now they want you to wear two. I think something big is in the works. There's a few things that I think are in the works. I think, or let's go to what did the Tennessee goat say? The Tennessee goat, remember the first speech since that thing's been in office. If you're good, maybe you're allowed to have a hot dog and have a couple family members over on the most patriotic day in American history, July 4th. His own words. Maybe. So what am I getting at? a lot of people, guys. I talk to a lot of people, not just online, virtual, in person, and there's a lot of people that are having hope that this is it. We're we're going up. It's going to be over soon. I don't see that happening with this administration. Yesterday, allegedly, they were again. I tracked. I did track AF2, that call sign. So I find that interesting. That heals up. Uh, she is getting the call sign AF2, but the Tennessee goat is coming up NA. NA. Pretty damn interesting. And again, the security bubble, the largest I've ever seen it on the TFR map, temporary flight restriction. It I can't off the top of my head. I don't know the exact radius, but again, this is a permanent TFR over the swamp, over DC. Wherever the Tennessee goat goes and heals up, the number 2 person, they put a double bubble. They did not do that with Trump. And obviously, guys, yeah, pretty crazy stuff, because publicly we know how many things that people tried to do with Trump to have him to erase him. What I'm trying to say, I'm trying to watch my words, unfortunately. But thank God the men and women, he had his detail was, excellent. But this is something that I have never seen before. The TFR, it's twice the size of the permanent one that's over the swamp. So again, what is that all about? I don't know. Is it because of the military? Are they really in charge? Again, something is definitely going on. Something is definitely going on. From the green screen, from even the inauguration, it just doesn't feel right. Obviously, we know that it shouldn't be that way, right? It shouldn't be that way. Back to Dominion and all that fun stuff, but I don't know. Just there's a lot of military movement, and it has been going on for months now. What's going on? I have the map up now. I want to see if he landed center of the screen. He landed yesterday. Top left-hand corner, guys. Again, any aircraft that the Tennessee goat is on should show up at the very top left-hand corner. Should be AF1. Sorry for the shaking. Watch. I have persistence on, so these are locked. They landed last night. There's 4 aircraft here. There we go. Come on. Now it's not even showing AF2 right now. They're both showing NA. This is their the flight path. This is from yesterday. Guess where they went? To the ATL. At the opening of this video, if you just popped in, if you're late, on Google Earth, I found a replica of the People's House right here. My tripod is broken. Sorry for the shaking, guys. again, what's your opinion about this? Again, we're 1 year into it. Do you think it's AI? Do you again? I love hearing from even people. Again, guys, I hate people, but I'm a people person. I just hate ignorant people who have blinders on and they just are spoon fed. I like people who are willing to listen or look into a subject. Again, not a conspiracy theorist, just be an analyst and look into things. So there's stories of people who are 102, 99 years old, 98 who beat it. The video that I posted to my Patreon yesterday, very very informative video of the doctor speaking. Like I said, what I started, I never finished. I have ADD, guys. The death count, it's not through the roof. So again, cardiac, certain cancers, asthma, mesothelioma, etc., 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 right? So from 2017, 18, 19, 20, in America, again, from the not Andrew's words, the doctor's words. He's a doctor in Texas, a surgeon. The numbers never went up. So again, that baffled me because I don't believe any numbers, obviously. I think New York had around 16 to date, like 16,000 approximately that died of COVID. But again, how many people, depending upon where you live, people who are skipping, you can't see a doctor, you can't get treatments, chemotherapy, dental work, whatever. A lot of people, especially, I mean, it's better now in 2021 to a certain degree, but in 2020, a lot of people needed, think about too, like all the people who are going to be affected. Maybe there was cancer that could have been detected in 2020 in certain people, but they missed their doctor appointment. And obviously, the longer you wait, once you feel the lump, I'm not going to say it's over once you feel it, but it's not good once you. I lost my mother to breast cancer. She was 48 years old, so, and it runs in my family. Grandmother had it. All four of my mother's sisters had it, but my mother had it the worst. It just drives me nuts. It just drives me crazy. I mean, I guess same thing with medication. Like, why can one person, or let's go to alcohol. Why can one person, they get a buzz off of a half a bottle of wine or 2 beers, when this person could drink 2 bottles to be to feel good, right? We're all different. We're all different, obviously, but it's very strange to me. And again, guys, if I did not have a good friend that told me about this chest, because I'm not hearing too many people talk about that, even the experts, Dr. Fauci. Is it by, again, guys, I don't know. I'm just throwing things out. Is it blood type? Is it we all know that it affects minorities different, right? The darker your skin is, the less vitamin D that you get. So I don't know. Maybe some of you guys have the answers. People are dying after the jab. Lots of people, Emily. There are people passing out on live video. I remember the nurse was like, her excuse was she has a medical condition, but she's a nurse. you're a nurse and you have fainting spells? That doesn't sound too safe to me. If you're doing I mean, even if you're walking and you hit your head, you could die. I know people that got punched, one single punch to the face, and they got knocked out, and they hit their head on the concrete, and it killed them. It killed the person. I know numerous people like that. Lizzie, I take vitamin D daily. I like to get out and get some natural vitamin D, but again, obviously it's hard in the winter, right? But the darker your I am a mutt. I'm a mutt. I'm a mixture, right? My grandfather he had very, very, very pale skin, baby blue eyes, barely spoke English. Barely spoke English. He's whiter than me. Again, very, very poor English. My grandmother, who is 100% Native American, she has darker than my skin complexion, and I don't know, it's pretty crazy. A new study claims blood type plays a role. Oh, positive. Do you think it's, again, I know it probably sounds sci-fi, guys, to think that there is a there are tons of things that could stay dormant inside of the human body, including, cancer. Like, everybody has cancer cells, but it's that expression, you are what you eat. When you're eating artificial food, right? GMO, I mean, it's super hard to get I mean, it's out there, but it's super hard to get fucking healthy food, and the prices are through the roof. My grocery store, $1.50, excuse me, $1.75. This was about a week ago, 5 days ago. I went $1.75 for organic apples. For one apple, $1.75. Blood types, I've always found that interesting because there are certain things that happen to people, and obviously, R negative is very, very interesting blood type. Did you see John Hover's video on asteroids? I did not. You want to share it? Speaking of asteroid, again, guys, we've been going for a long time, but for things to come, ask yourself, again, different time, different video, but I'll bring it up. Why would they be in 2020? Why would the world, or excuse me, why would the powers that be open? It's a slow drip. They didn't just open the floodgates, but they're allowing slow drips. Why would they? 5 years ago, you could barely find anything on UFOs. But why is the mainstream speaking about UFOs all of a sudden? Why I believe it's going to be June 15th. June 15th or June 17th. Don't quote me on it. It's definitely in June. Why will the Pentagon be releasing UFO information? Same thing with the asteroids. Asteroid 2001. It's coming close. Asteroid 972546. It's going to be close. Like, why are they telling us these things? The way I think, because again, my short time that I've been on this planet, this prison planet, it's not for good. Not for good. Werner von Braun, the top NASA scientist, on his deathbed, like said, be ready for the invasion after the US takes over the Middle East. And if you're having, again, now we're just talking about different topics. This is the ending of the video. I'm looking at comments. A lot of things are going on in Syria, folks. A lot. Again, I'm not a Bible thumper. I do believe in gods. Damascus, I'm sure you guys heard of Damascus. Don't be surprised, guys, if you wake up one day and Damascus is leveled. I'll tell you this, since I'm on the map anyway, let's take a spin over to the sandbox. Go across the drink. I am here now. There's been a huge buildup just northeast of Israel. France, the United Kingdom. You guys know the aircraft like C-130, or excuse me, C-17. It's a 4-engine aircraft. I'll show you guys if you don't know. So they're doing a massive buildup, guys. I think one day, like I said, we will wake up and Damascus is going to be leveled. This is the C-130. Been around forever. They've been doing like I said, guys, I follow this daily. I have persistent mode on, so I could even go to bed, and any aircraft that has a transponder on, even if they complete their destination, I could still, and I pay for this service, I still have it's a monthly subscription, so it's pretty neat. That being said, we also have a shitload of again, I don't have anybody on the border like at this current time. Like my friends, they're out of that area right now. But this is the biggest crisis ever at our border. They're actually making Leos sign a gag order. But France and the UK, it's not unprecedented to see France and the UK to be over here in America, right? I mean, countries from all over the world, they train here, right? But the odd part is they're flying to the southern border, the UK and France. So I don't know. These are cargo planes, but cargo plane, they could carry anything on it. People, anything. And they've been, for the past about 2 weeks now, I've been following it. UN, why that they would bring the world together would be an alien invasion. I don't care where you come from. If you act like a human, right? I don't have any beef with you. Yeah, Israel is a huge ally, but nobody. It's not the Israeli people, just like the U.S. It's not the American people for the most part. 50% of them. It's the powers that be, right? The DS and the other stuff, Mossad, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. How about USS Liberty? No one ever, seriously, I have military buddies, never even heard of a USS Liberty when Israel attacked attacked American ship. They couldn't sink the ship. At that time, JFK was just killed, assassinated, should I say. Yeah, so they attacked USS Liberty. It was a miscommunication, of course, but again, guys, after a certain amount of time, things get declassified. So not only was it was a communication ship, so it didn't have anything on it, but a lot of Americans died. But like I said, the ship did not sink. It did not sink. And at the time, LBJ was president, and allegedly he was in on it. He was a big drunk. He's a piece of shit, in my opinion. He said, "Sink the motherfucker," but they could not sink it. And then if you talk about 9/11, oh, I know who did it. Mossad. Like, I don't know who did it, guys. I don't know who did it, but what I can tell you is that it was not natural, obviously, right? There's just some things that we won't know, but we know what's natural and what's not natural. And that's how things get spun. Oh no, I saw Israelis dancing on the roof. I saw this. I'm not. Were they involved? Who knows? U.S. did nothing. There's a guy interview Israeli and Palestinians and asked honest questions. Palestinians' response are very different in tone. Oh, Benjamin Netanyahu, he's the biggest. I can't stand that MFer. I really can't. But again, he is a puppet. He's placed there, just like how Putin was placed there, just like how she was placed there, just like how Tennessee Goat was placed there. They're selected, folks. And again, this election was woke up everybody. As much as it sucks, the positive part is it woke up everybody. People are selected, not elected. The part that throws me off, like, forget Tennessee Goat for a second. Like, Heels Up, the number 2, like, she was horrible during the debates. Like, the same team, right? The Team Blue, they didn't even like her. We the people are supposed to pick. We the people. Like, one thing that's different from myself and you guys watching, or excuse me, like, the thing that's different between us, my subs, myself, if something is wrong, I'll call it out. Red, I don't, I don't care who it is. Where it's Team Red versus Team Blue with everything, and drives me nuts. Politics. I mean, politics just get involved in all aspects of our life, unfortunately. But we're at the point now where Sarah Silverman, who, yeah, she used to be funny. I remember growing up in high school where she was funny, but they're all big libs. They're, if you want a nice paycheck, if you want a nice mansion, you gotta say what we tell you to say. But she just came out a couple weeks ago. She was like, "I'm done with this party." No, I'm not saying she jumped on the red train, but her words, being progressive. But God forbid if you ask a question, or God forbid if you don't like that specific person, everybody's thrown in the same cell block. You ask a question, boop, they throw away the key. Roseanne, she messed up one time, and that was due to medication. She was on a sleep Ambien, and Ambien will F you up. And she said something, but again, it ruined her life. Tracy Morgan, who I've always liked him. I think he's funny. He has one skit where he's said if I ever had a child and if he was gay, he would kill him. Again, guys, it's comedy, right? But again, he was never canceled. I can't stand the cancel culture. I really can't. It's sad and scary, how, and they're doing it to doctors, policemen. They're doing it to everybody now. But again, as much as it sucks, the positive side, people are waking up to this matrix that we live in. What happened after 9/11? I was in high school when it took place. I never saw so many flags in my life. It brought us together. When again, I wasn't awake at that time, obviously. When George Bush, when he gave his famous speech down on the pile, right? Oh, yeah. We all wanted revenge. But it's going to be 20 years. 20-year anniversary. Yes, they do. They want us all divided for a reason. When we fight, things, again, if a boom goes off here, keep your head on the swivel, because they want us divided. Even at how we are now, how divided America is. I mean, if you take a look, even 2019, guys, 2019 saw the most uprisings in modern history. 2019. Remember the Yellow Vest movement? This all 2019. Taiwan, Russia, everywhere, all over the world, all on this flat plane that we live on. And then what happened? Right after Hong Kong came out, the Wu-Tang flu took place. Together we stand, divided we fall. Roger that. Reagan says perhaps alien invasion would unite us. Yes, he did. I love that topic, by the way. We'll save it. We could, different video. I'm doing like a filibuster right now on my soapbox. But God forbid, hypothetically, if right now we're making a movie, right? We're discussing a movie. Like a World War Z movie. The people who are awake, just like the movie, folks, just like the movie. There's plenty of movies just like The Matrix, but that's the main, the main red, that's where they actually offer the red pill. There's movies in the 70s, there's movies, They Live in the 80s. I mean, I found like 2 new ones yesterday that I never even heard of. Once you take that red pill, you can't take both. You can't be 50-50, because once you're all in, you look at everything. You look at doctors different. You look at police different. When I say police, I'm talking the higher ups, and everything got breached from all aspects. Everything got breached. Imagine waking up one day and seeing ships in the sky everywhere. It's so weird you said that, because being an avid outdoors man, I've been into that topic for over a decade, since I was a kid. But the past decade, I've captured so many things with my own device, and I've seen things out in the field where I was working and I didn't have, I had very good technology, and things are up there. We have stuff, folks. Again, this is not speculation. I did videos on this, on the topic. The TR3B, Dr. Salvatore Pius, he has numerous patents on fusion energy, on zero point crafts that could go, 10,000 miles per hour. They could be hovering and then just straight up. Again, they're releasing information. You could actually find the patent on it. Again, like I said, I did numerous videos pertaining to that subject. And technology, obviously, it always increases, and us humans, we can't catch up to technology, right? Especially laws. Like I don't know. I just see, just say hypothetically, in our movie that we're talking about right now, we wake up tomorrow morning, breaking news: 10 of the world's largest cities have a mile long ship above, right? I don't think that would unite. I think we're so far divided. I really do. I mean, depending upon, I guess, how in the movie how far they will go, because again, if they make that movie, how far will they go? Will they just start zapping, taking out ships left and right? Look at Operation High Jump, guys. Like this is something that really happened. There's real audio that you could listen to that was recorded at that time. It was the USSR. They were spying on us, and obviously we all spy. Every country, we all spy, right? We got our asses kicked in Antarctica. Again, guys, this is many, many, many years ago. By disc that came out through the water, and they kicked. This was after World War II, right after World War II. I'll tell you this: I have a couple books on the subject, and I studied it for years. The Nazis, like, we're taught that Antarctica is just ice and has 3 penguins on it. It's if it's the size that they tell us, it's larger than America. It's like 1.5 times the size of America. That's a lot of land, guys. A lot of land. But anyway, yeah, this was like 1938. New Schwabeland, it was called. Like crazy to think that, again, Germany, we're not talking about South America, Australia, like being close. Like what would make the Germans be? It just fascinates me, to go that far. And again, with that, with the technology that they had, to set up a base inside of Antarctica. And then, like I said, the United States, we lost. They don't call it a war. Even now, they call it high jump. There's documentaries on it and everything, but interesting stuff, guys. Interesting how Space Force is formed right when biblically 2023, 2030 is when it could happen. People need to get right. I agree with that one. 100%. True, I did a lot of research on that. John Kerry flew there when Trump, not when Trump was elected, but he might have when Trump was, but I didn't hear about that one. I know when the first gay non-American Kenyan 44, I know that John Kerry was in Antarctica at that time, during in like, most important time in American history. You think he went down there to Mr. 322 Skull and Bones? You think he just wanted to go see a penguin? That's up for you guys. But Antarctica is, everyone's mainstream. They're focused on Mars and they show you CGI. I'm still trying to figure out what we live on. there's so much land and so much stuff that we don't even know. The size of India in Brazil has yet been discovered by humans. It's so densely populated, the rainforest. The size of India in 2021 has yet been explored. But again, every year they show fires. Every year they show a couple of trees getting knocked down and saying, "Oh, next year, no more. It's going to be over. It's going to be." Every year they've been doing it, folks. I remember in high school. I mean, certain things just stay with you. I remember like learning about this stuff in high school. Like, oh my God, there's polar bears are going to be gone. But by the time I'm an adult, there's more polar bears now in the world than there has ever been in modern history. I'll talk climate change all day. Climate change is real, but it's called geoengineering. If you want to talk about that subject without talking about the white lines in the sky, whoever you speak to, they're being ignorant. I love how, too, thank God for Bill Gates. He's like a god. He's a god. He's blocking out our sun. He's saving us with these jabs. What else is he doing? You name it. He's saving Africa. Big piece of shit. Fucking hate him. Oh, did I say that? 2024 is an eclipse. Yeah. In conclusion, again, at the end, just got kicked off. Regardless, folks, I think by 2030, I mean, I think by 2025, certain events will take place. That's my opinion. By 2025. I just find it fascinating, like, who is really in charge of the free world right now? Who's calling shots? And again, that earlier, did Google, are they trolling? Did somebody hack into Google? I don't know. But I again, that's just very, very interesting that the Tennessee goat, he was not listed as the main person. Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, Stephen. Yeah, that's another thing. Prior to Billy, it was the owner, or excuse me, the Ted Turner. I believe, yeah, Ted Turner. He started CNN, I believe. Ted Turner. He's a huge globalist, obviously. And he's on record of saying that there's this was years ago, folks, way too many people in the world. But before God, Billy showed up, yeah. Why would that man, one of the richest men in the world, buy up the most land? The dollar is crashing, obviously. So you can't go wrong with land. But what would one man need all that land for? Also, there's more people in the chat, guys. I'm demonetized, shadow ban. I know it's tough out there for everybody financially, but including myself. I'm going to be flipping burgers soon if something doesn't change. But any contribution is greatly appreciated, guys. And again, numerous ways to do it. The links are down below. All right, our Patriots, thank you for the chat. Haven't gone live in a while, and I know this is a long chat, but anything we discussed, anything that I discussed and you want further information, I always read the comments. So I could leave you links. I could let me know. Be safe out there and stay vigilant.